Finbold has a very good article out today, which I'll put in the description. Celsius, much like a literal Ponzi scheme, says this new class action lawsuit. A class action lawsuit against them today. This is going to be a good one you do not want to miss. I never got into yield farming or anything like that. I've just simply been more of a directional trader of crypto. I just buy it, hope it goes up. That's it. That's it. I investigate. I try to figure out what's good, what's bad, and I just yield. I did not understand it. I didn't understand it, and I didn't bother to try to understand it. I was like, no, I only have so much money to invest anyway, and so I wanted, I wanted the cryptos that I wanted. If you watch my channel, you know the kind of stuff that I've gotten into, and yield I just didn't understand it. And to this day, I'm starting to understand it even more, and kind of am glad that I didn't get into it. Now, I'm not going to say anything negative about yield, okay? Because I know a lot of people are into it, and that's not what I want to say today. But there was one statement that Jim Cramer said. He's on CNBC, Mad Money. He goes, "Where does the money come from? Where does the money come from?" And he just left that out there, and I was like, okay, am I supposed to read between the lines? And then I heard this this statement out there saying, if you don't understand what yield is, then you're the yield. And I was like, whoa, okay. And I just left it like that, didn't think much of it. And then we're seeing all these lending crypto companies collapse the past couple months. May 2022, June, July, and the yield part comes into play in some of these things, and the loaning of crypto and the lack of liquidity. So they ran out of liquidity. Why? Well, okay, we're going to find out probably, especially in this one here with Celsius. So people got burned very badly with Celsius. I did a video last night. I'll link it at the end. I rant for about 20 minutes in defense of the victims of this and what I think could have been done a little differently. But anyway, so Celsius, much like a literal Ponzi scheme, I'm starting to see some things. But okay, so there's a class action lawsuit, and there's a couple of things that's going on in our crypto world. Crypto is different than the stock market. We know that. A lot of us want it decentralized, meaning basically very low regulation. But when things go bad, that's when we want regulation to kick in. Can we have both worlds? That's a question here. And this case is going to tell us a lot. Can we have the best of both worlds? Can we get away with being unregulated as much as possible? And at the same time, when things go bad, we want the regulators to step in. Is that a thing? Is that possible? Well, I guess we're going to find out. So, or is the court system going to laugh at the crypto community and say, well, you play with fire, you get burned. How come you didn't know better? How come you didn't ask yourself, where does the money come from? If you don't understand yield, are you the yield? Do you see where I'm going with this? This is why I say you got to be careful with crypto. You have to do your own research. You got to know how to trade and really know that this industry or this market sector, let's just say, there are some scams out there and they make the whole sector look bad. The few scams that really go down hard make the other ones look bad. And we got to stay away from those scams. And it's hard to do because at first it looks good. It looks good. Everything's going up. Everyone's happy. Everyone seems to be making money. And then something happens. Things start to go down. People want to take their money out. Whoops, there's no money to be taken out. Where'd the money go? Yeah, so anyway, I'll just read a couple paragraphs about this to you. And I'm going to put the link down there. So following its filing for bankruptcy just weeks after freezing customers' withdrawals, so that would have been last month, troubled cryptocurrency lender firm Celsius Network LLC has been slapped with a proposed class action suit accusing a company of a Ponzi-like con job. Ponzi-like con job. And I see in my video that I made last night, there was something about him. Something about him. I never saw it, never dawned on me to get into Celsius. There's so many cryptos. I saw Celsius, you know, on CoinMarketCap when you scroll through and you eyeball stuff, but I never paid any attention to it. Never, until it got ugly. So indeed, the class action proposed to a federal court in the U.S. in New Jersey alleges that Celsius incurred, now get this, $10 billion by selling unregistered securities in a Ponzi scheme and convinced investigators to purchase its financial products at inflated rates, Law 360 reported on July 14th. Now, this is interesting, okay? And kind of playing devil's advocate here. And I don't really want to, because I know crypto traders get in with good intentions to flat out just want to make money, just like the stock market guys do on Wall Street. And a lot of people don't understand, where does the money come from? Like, I don't understand. I still this day, I got a sneaky feeling. I think this Ponzi scheme allegation may be spot on, but can we accuse these crypto lenders of being unregistered securities and at the same time try to defend, say, Ripple XRP and saying, no, you know what I mean? That's why I'm kind of like, this is confusing, because I want the best for Ripple and XRP, for the whole crypto community. And I want to see the bad players in crypto, well, if they are charged and deserve to be charged, that's what I would like to see. I have no idea if there's going to be charges laid against anybody at Celsius. I have no idea. But people are so burned that they want to see, you know, heads rolling. So can they get a fair, can they get a fair trial? Can the people who are burned, who are going into this class action lawsuit against Celsius, get a fair trial? Or are they going to be told, well, you know what? You played with fire, you got burned. But they didn't know. A lot of them didn't know they're playing with fire. Of course not. It's crypto. It looked good. It was a different thing. It looked like they could make money. Put money in, they're going to make money. It just makes sense. And when everything was going up, everyone was happy. But can this work? I mean, can you be kind of decentralized and at the same point go to court and try to get justice? Now, there's a law. I'm in Canada, and there's a law, like, it's just basic thing that says you have to have clean hands when you go into the courtroom. Clean hands. What does that mean? Well, a drug dealer, let's say they don't have clean hands because dealing drugs is illegal. And say another drug manufacturer who the guy deals with screws him out of $1 million. So he tries to sue that guy. And again, the drug manufacturer, let's say black market and illegal, and you bring this into the court, they're saying they're going to throw it out of court. They're saying you're coming in here with dirty hands. We don't deal with it. You got burned. You played a dangerous game. You did things that were crooked and illegal, and you got burned. You're coming into our courtroom to try to get justice. Take a hike. That's what they'll say. Get out. Well, they might charge them with something else, but they're not going to defend them. They're not going to help them. They're not going to let them use the taxpayers' dollars to waste the court's time. I just hope that this isn't what's going to happen here. I just hope that the victims in this aren't going to look like they have dirty hands when they go into the courtroom. So let's face it, there was something fishy with this. Could this have been a Ponzi scheme? Could people have gotten in kind of knowing that, hey, I know where the money's coming from. It's coming from the next guy. I don't know where the money is coming from. I don't know if it was coming from the next guy. I really don't. I don't understand it. And I'm not going to put a lot of effort into trying to understand this either. I mean, to me, this is done. But what's going to happen to people? And that's why I say, if you want to play this kind of game, you could get burned and have no repercussions. And last night I was watching CNBC, and if I find her video, I'm going to put it in here. She said there's a very high chance that it was unsecured money. And there's a high chance that nobody's going to get a nickel out of this. Not talking about the class action lawsuit. Talking about the collapse of Celsius, and if there's money left over, where it goes, they're saying it looks like it was unsecured. That's bad for the victims. All right. I'm going to try to dig that up and put that in this video. So come back. If I don't find it like right off, I might find it later on and put it back in. So come back and check out in the description. I will write it the CNBC video watcher or something like that. That's not good. That is really good. But don't forget also, this isn't Wall Street. Crypto is not Wall Street. Some of it is. Bitcoin, some of the trusts and all this stuff in the futures. But there are some things that are still pretty wild, highly unregulated, and kind of crooked. How are you going to know that at the beginning? You're not going to know. You want to mitigate your risk. And if you're new to crypto and you want to get in, go with, I'm not going to tell you what to go with, but stay away from stuff where you don't understand where the money is coming from, where you just flat out don't get it, but it sounds too good to be true. And and if everything is uptrending, that will cover up a lot of things because you'll think it works because it's going up. Therefore, it's okay because we're uptrending. But boy, when it starts a downtrend, the truth comes out. And if you think it doesn't come out in the stock market, think again. Some companies are going to get so low in the stock market that they're going to feel like rug pulls. But they won't call it a rug pull. It'll be just like, well, the company had to, shut its doors because it couldn't pay its employees. But in crypto, it's a whole different animal. So good luck with this class action lawsuit. I hope for the good of the crypto community it works. But I'm not expecting miracles out of it because they might say stuff like, well, you play with fire, you got burned. And if this was a Ponzi scheme, how could you not know? I mean, that's what I expect them to say. I hope they don't say it because I want people, if there's something left over, I want people to be, compensated. But again, according to CNBC and what the girl said, it looks like there was some unsecured, I think, loans or money, basically unsecured, so they don't have to give it back. Something like to that extreme, that sounding like that. Not good. I'm telling you. This is just beginning. I'm on the case here. I'll keep coming back with more stuff about this. And I'm not here to throw sand on anybody's wounds. We got to learn from this. We got to stay away from these guys. We got to stick with the things that are tried and true. And if you want to take a risky play, do it with money you can afford to lose. And know going into it, you may lose it. You just might lose it. Be careful. The world is getting hard out there. People are desperate. But tomorrow's a new day. The sun will still rise. Things can get better. They can get better because you're going to make them better. If you got burned with this, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you can't feel bad forever. You have to go on. Life is good. There are people who will cause other people financial hardships. And there's another thing I got to mention. Greed. Yeah, greed. When the markets are going up, whether it's stock market or crypto, people get greedy. People get happy. They get into a state of euphoria. Yeah, happiness. And when you're there's two states of mind that are very dangerous in trading. Euphoria and fear. When you feel extreme fear or extreme happiness and you put on a trade, you're going to get burned. You got to train yourself to be neutral like water, mind like water, right in between fear and happiness, fear and euphoria. Stable, calm. When you put on a trade, you've done your research and you press the buy button because you're in a calm state of mind, not an excited state of mind, because you hear people are making money with yield. Everything's going up, this and that. That's going to cloud your judgment, your better judgment, and where you could have asked yourself, well, where does the yield come from? Where does it come from? Oh, I just heard Jim Cramer just put that one sentence out. Where does the money come from? How does the yield get paid? I don't get it. Tell me. And that might just be enough while you're in that calm frame of mind where you say, you know what? I'm not going to press the buy button. Something just doesn't feel right. All right. People might laugh at me because I have a crypto channel and I don't quite understand it, but my gut says stay out of it. I'm going to stay out of it. That's it. That's sometimes the difference between making money and losing money. Just not pressing that buy button when you're extremely happy. I'm serious about that. You look back and the times that you got into a crypto where you got burned, what state of mind were you in when you pressed that buy button? Really backtest yourself. Backtest yourself. And from this day forward, I'm going to tell you what to do. I usually say, don't listen to anyone. Don't even listen to me. I make mistakes too. Do not press that buy button if you're feeling extreme fear or extreme happiness and joy. Do not do it. Only press that buy when you're neutral, when you've done your research, and it's like you're being humble. You're like, okay, I know what the risk is. Here's the risk. It could go to zero. That's the risk. That's the downside. What's the upside? Know that too. And have a plan when to take profit. If you can take profit. And if that thing turns around, you might have a plan to say, if it goes down 5%, I'm out. And unfortunately, if you're trading on some of the swaps, it's hard to get out at 5% because suddenly they ding you with this and with that. That's another irritant I never liked. That's why I don't like trading on Uniswap, Pancake Swap. I don't like seeing percentages disappear in front of my eyes. But that's the name of the game. If you want to play that game, you got to pay. So understand what you're getting into. Number one, state of mind. Trade with a neutral state of mind. No fear. Your feeling fear, step back, jog in place. Calm yourself down and think. Only trade mind like water. You have to be neutral. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself into trouble. You're going to get excited and listen to these guys. You're going to listen to the pump, the hype, and bang, in. And then suddenly, what? Where'd my money go? I'm serious. I'm serious. Believe me, I'm working on, I want to come out with a video, a trading video, basically. And it's going to be more like psychology. And it's nothing that I'm made up. I followed a trader when I was starting to learn how to trade 5 years now or so. I didn't know how to trade. I didn't at all. I was into the stock market. I wanted to get into the stock market and I didn't know at all. I got into a trade. I remember it vividly. And I only put in like $200 and suddenly that thing dumped. And I thought it was the end of the world. It was falling before my eyes. And the fear I felt was like I was being pushed out of an airplane to parachute down with no parachute. That's the fear I felt. And it was immobilizing, debilitating. I was frozen in fear. And let me tell you, if you've never felt that fear before trading, you should not trade. You got to feel that fear to know that it's possible and to know how to get out of it. I'm serious. And know how to pull your mind back to neutral so you can make a decision logically. And that decision might simply be, well, press the sell button, get out of it. Or it might be, hold, this is just temporary. But if you trade during that fear, you're going to get screwed. I'm telling you. So, and again, like I said, in my mind, I'm going to pull something together at some point. It's not going to be an off-the-cuff video like most of my videos are, because a lot of things in crypto, it's almost like we're journalists. We don't need to put on a big song and dance. We're conveying information. It's like journalism. It's always changing, and there's only so much time we can devote to creating videos. At least that's how I feel, because I want to get out more videos than less and keep up to date and keep passing on the latest news about certain things. And like I said, a trading video would take a lot of my time, which I want to do well, but I think it's going to be necessary because I don't want to see people getting burned. I don't want to get burned. and this has to come to a stop. And you know what? Don't count on the court system to help us out here. If we want to play decentralized and get away with a lot, and then when we get hurt, run to the court system, I think we're going to get laughed at. That's what I think. So see it coming. Don't think that if you lose your money, you're going to run to court and they're going to help you out when you're fooling around on exchanges that the court system doesn't even like. You see what I mean here? That's the game we're playing. Know it when you get into this. Know it. That's why when it starts, when you press that buy button, you would have done your research. You would understand what yield is. Where does the money come from? You will understand it. You would understand that before you press the buy button. And when you press that buy button, you're not excited and happy. You're neutral. You're neutral. Otherwise, you're going to lose your money. Guaranteed. Okay, I rattled on enough about this. Again, let's just learn from this. It's easy to say because I didn't lose money in this. But I know there's a lot of people who lost money and they're feeling burned. But tomorrow's a new day. The sun's going to shine again. And you're going to smarten up. You're not going to let this guy take more from you than your money. I'm not accusing him of anything because I just flat out don't want to get in trouble for it. But we'll let the courts decide. And we'll have to wait and see. And that's it. That's all I have. So not financial advice. You do your own research before you get into anything. Stock or crypto, you lose your money. Most of the time, it's going to be your own fault. If you're into this and lost your money, this could have been somebody else's fault. And we're going to find out. All right. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hit that subscribe, hit that like so YouTube picks this thing up in the old algorithm because it might help somebody. That's all. If you can just please hit that like today, I would appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.